Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
We thank you very much for the introduction, Mr. State. We don't want to hold too much of your time because this is an assembly session. As you rightly said, I am Alhaji Lamin Touye. I am from a group called EnviroMind. Now, EnviroMind is a group of scientists, environmentalists who actually came together to say we want to contribute to society by giving environmental education to schools. The aim of this session is to create awareness to school-going pupils about environmental challenges that are threatening the world. As population grows, the impact of environmental challenges is actually growing. Now, what do I mean? Now, the issues of climate change, the issues of waste management are all as a result of population growth. Now, when population continue to grow, we say human activities actually create a lot of impact or negative impact on the globe. So as a result, global challenges are also becoming wider. Now, interestingly, Sierra Leone is a very, very vulnerable country. So when it comes to global challenges, even though we contribute less, but we are at the far end of the suffering path. So we suffer a lot in terms of the global challenges. Now, the reasons for this is this. One, Sierra Leone is a very poor country. We don't have the money, we don't have the infrastructure to put in place to tackle these challenges. So because of that, we are on the suffering path when it comes to the global challenges. Of course, over the years, we've seen what has been happening with Ital and McKinney. There has been, over the years, extensive flooding, extensive drought as a result of global climate change. So today, we are here to discuss some of these global issues and how school pupils that actually help in mitigating these challenges. Now, the worst global issue that the world is battling with is climate change. We need to understand what is climate change. Now, climate change is a shift in the climate patterns over the years. Now, what is the meaning of this? It means that the climate we used to know some decades is not the same as now. Now, if you look at our literature, let's go back to our social studies. They used to tell us that the rainy season starts from May and spans 6 months after. Now it is possible for us, even in May, without having rains. So it's an issue of a change in climate. Now we used to know the September type of rain in Sierra Leone. There is a specific pattern of rain when it comes to September. Now that pattern has changed. Now in fact, September now shows attributes of August. You understand? A lot of rain is coming. So these are all some of the changes that have gone over the years. Now in McKinney, even around March, it's very, very difficult for some people to have water because extensive heat is causing most of the wells to dry up. These are all issues of climate change. So climate change is a very strong global issue that the world is battling with. And the reason why we are talking to people is because we are the contributors of climate change. Climate change is a human-induced global issue because of the things that we are doing. The burning of coal. Now, for climate change to occur, we have what we call global warming. Now, global warming is like an increase in the normal temperature of the globe. What is increasing this normal temperature of the globe? The activities of man, the burning of coal, the burning of fossil fuel. Some of us, we are familiar, or we use charcoal in our houses. We use petrol in our vehicles. Now, when petrol burns in the vehicles, the exhaust give out a waste called carbon. Carbon is one of the greenhouse gases. It's the same thing with coal. When we burn coal in our houses, coal will give out what we call carbon. Carbon is the major contributor of greenhouse gases. In fact, carbon owns over 70% of the greenhouse gases. Now, the next greenhouse gas that is very, very troublesome to the environment is methane. Where is methane coming from? Methane is coming from the waste that you deposit. So if you have a waste in your house and you cannot deposit it properly, it's possible for that waste to generate methane over time. Also, people that are doing agriculture, especially with cattle, with animal rearing, right? When you rear animals, their feces also excretes methane as a greenhouse gas. So because of the activities of man, because of the things we do as humans, right, we are contributing to the issue of climate change. So the world is saying, for us to reduce the issues of climate change, we as humans have to readjust the way we live. Right? We need to readjust, we need to start living sustainable life. We need to start practicing maybe cutting down on carbon emission. And how can we cut down on carbon emission? It means we need to start doing things that have limited amounts of carbon. But let me just leave climate change first for some time. Now, because climate change is a major global issue, we also have other issues that are connected to climate change. Right. Now let's talk about deforestation. Deforestation is a human activity that is very, very common. What is deforestation? Deforestation means the cutting down of trees. Now we cut trees for lots of reasons. We cut trees to build our houses, we cut trees to do agriculture. Now the fact that we cut the tree, it means we are contributing to the issue of climate change. Now how is that possible? Now the trees, they act as a carbon sink. Trees act as a carbon sink. What is the meaning of this? Now most of the carbon that is released in the air actually go and store on trees. So if we can store enough carbon on trees, it means we are reducing the impact of climate change. But when you cut down these trees, the carbon from the trees will go back to the environment, increasing the amount of carbon existing in the atmosphere, causing global warming and by extension climate change. So that's how deforestation is also an issue. And let's leave deforestation for some time. Let's go to waste management. What is waste management? Now waste, first of all, is anything that we don't want, right? If we don't want something, we call it a waste. Now waste exists in different forms. Waste can be solid, we have solid waste, we have liquid waste, we also have gaseous waste. Now if you have something that is liquid, solid or gaseous that you don't want, and you introduce that thing into the atmosphere, it means you are causing what we call contamination. You are contaminating the atmosphere. And once you do that, you're also having an impact on the environment. So what we should do is to manage our waste properly. Let me give you an example. If you have domestic waste in your house and you are asked to burn this waste, the burning of waste is very, very bad. It's very, very negative. When you burn waste, the waste will release carbon dioxide gases in the atmosphere, which is very, very bad for the environment. So gaseous waste, especially the burning of waste, is a very, very critical thing. Let's look at plastic waste. Now, apart from all the other waste, plastic waste is the waste that is not degradable. If you deposit waste plastic in the gutters, it will stay there for years, right? Causing blockages in the drainage system. And once the drainage system is blocked, it means water during the rains will not flow effectively. And these are some of the reasons that are causing flooding. Understand? So all of these things, climate change, deforestation, waste management, are all connected. Do you understand? And they are all connected in a way that we as humans have impact. We are actually the ones creating these things. So the reason why we are here is to see how we can remind people of their own responsibility in terms of managing the issues of climate change, in terms of managing the issues of deforestation, in terms of managing the issues of waste management. Now let's start with waste management. The concept is if you have a waste that you want to dispose, make sure you dispose it in a specific place that is safe for disposal. Don't burn your waste. We also have the concept of reuse, recycling, right, or reduce. If you have a waste that you cannot use, let's take for example plastic covers. If you have a soap, you use the plastic covers. There are some people that are looking for plastic covers. You can keep that one and make sure you give it to them so that they can use it. So that's the part of the use. Let's take for example tires. Some of us have vehicles in our house. If you have a tire that is waste, you cannot use it anymore. We have people that are transforming tires to furniture. They can transform tires to flower vases. This is another way of using our waste, and it will help in climate change management. Deforestation. First thing first, cutting down of trees is very, very bad. So, but if, for instance, you have a reason to cut down trees, make sure when you cut down one tree, you plant another tree, so that you can like have another carbon seed to capture some of the carbon in the atmosphere. And by so doing, we are also reducing climate change and also global warming. So these are some of the things. This is an assembly period. We don't want to bore you too much with technicality. But the point here is we have a very strong global issue that is affecting us as humans, which is climate change. And climate change is connected to lots of the things that we do. Deforestation, improper waste management, pollution of the environment. These are all the things we do as humans. So we want to see the next generation of Sierra Leoneans to have a mindset change in terms of the environment. You have a role to play. In your own home, if you see your mother want to burn plastic or you want to burn waste, just say, well, this is wrong for the environment. This is something we cannot do in a polite way. In fact, you can even go ahead and suggest, let me go and find formula to deposit this waste. This is your responsibility. Sometimes in the home also, our family members don't have the opportunity to have this kind of education. You can sit them and tell them what is climate change. Right? These are some of the things you can start doing. And also, when it comes to energy consumption in our homes, sometimes we use light, electricity, we use water in a very reckless way. It's our responsibility to start managing water because climate change is affecting our water resources. Make sure you close all your taps. Make sure you don't waste water in your house. So these are some of the things you can do. Also, you can also add your voice to this climate change campaign. You understand? Some of you have phones, you have social media handles. You can use your TikTok account, you can use your Facebook account to campaign for issues around environment, climate change. You can just send one word every morning. Stop the morning. This is a message that you are passing. It's your responsibility as a school going to be part of this campaign. It's a challenging thing, but we need to do it. The aim of this campaign is to see how we can change the next generation, the mindset of the next generation, so that they can be environmentally conscious, right? And the things we do. It's a global thing, it's a gradual thing. The impact, is being felt by all of us. You understand? Don't say because somebody is doing it, you have to continue doing it. Make a change now. Stop now and see how you can contribute to mitigating climate change and other environmental issues. I stop here for now.
So therefore, in that light, I will ask some students to raise up some questions based on this campaign. Already said. Therefore, if you have questions, you ask. That we are here to benefit you. Yes. So I'm going to involve. Make sure that you trace your name, please.
My name is Ilabe, and my question is, what have the group done so far in cutting down of trees, waste, that is just what have the group done?
Thank you very much for that question. First of all, I want to say that this group is a big group. We are all educated environmentalists. This is a way of us giving back. So we have a project called Integrating Environmental Education into Schools. This is the first component of it. We are doing environmental campaign. This is our first project. We are doing environmental campaigns in 15 schools within the periphery of Bakini City. So this is one of the things we've done. In the future, what we envisage is to see how we can get the school pupils on board with us to help us in this campaign. We want to engage in activities like doing tree planting, but that tree planting is going to be led by school children. We want to engage in activities of doing community environmental education. It will be very beautiful for you to go to your community and you stand in front of the people and tell them about the issues of environmental management. So this is something we are going to do together, right? This is the first phase and we want to achieve it. The project is integrating environmental education into schools, and you are going to do that process by the grace of God.
Next. Your name first.
My name is Walter. I'm here to ask concerning the recycling process. You know that we see that today mixing plastics and rubbers around is very common. So I want to ask, are you guys collaborating with the government to put short punishments against them or anybody that is at it?
Thank you very much for that question. We are not going to punish government. We are going to hold government responsible with our words. So that's why the campaign is necessary. What we are going to do, we are going to call government out where we see issues that are of threat to our health, issues that are threatening to the environment. We are going to call the relevant institutions out. We are going to serve as an independent body. Right? That's why we are going to use the schools. So in terms of recycling, wherever we see waste that are not being properly managed, we are going to call government out. Then also, part of the project is going to have an initiative that school-going youth can have a recycling mechanism. It can be of economic interest to you. Let's take, for example, during the holidays. Engage in collecting plastic covers. That can be an economic activity for you. Because there are people that need plastic covers. There are people that need plastics. You understand? So waste management can also create economic benefits for us as people. So, this is something we are going to do together. We are going to hold government responsible by talking. We are not going to fight anybody. We are going to tell them what is necessary and what is the truth.
I want to ask a question. many in our houses today, we are using plastic to make fire with charcoal. So is it good that we use plastic to make fire with charcoal?
Now, the fact that waste issue is a global issue. In fact, plastic waste is a special waste management issue. The world is calling that plastic waste, right? The burning of plastic is very, very wrong, as I said earlier. The burning of plastic, so burning of coal, burning of using plastics to burn, it's a very, very bad practice. But I know most of you are doing it at home. So it's going to be like a transition period. This is why you are learning now. So when you get home, when your mother asks you to do it, tell your mother that, we can find other ways. You understand? In fact, and even change. It's possible for us to change from using coal to other means of food. The energy transition means the world is saying we must reduce carbon dioxide in any form. That is why you are seeing solar panels now instead of normal electricity. Now, very soon, in the next couple of years, the world is going to transition from global electricity. We are only going to use solar panels and hydropower because these are the clean energy. Because they don't have carbon, they are not emitting carbon dioxide in the environment. So it's the same thing. Even cooking method is going to transform in the near future. People will stop using food. But for now, you can talk to your mother and explain to her the impact of using food or the impact of burning plastics to her end. This is part of the education. They always say, for you to solve an issue, you first of all need to have the education for it. Knowledge, when you have the knowledge, then it's one step to solving the issue. Some people are doing some of these things, they don't even know the impact it will cause them. So start by talking to your parents, start by educating them about the impact. So very soon, in the coming years, they are going to transition also.
Last question.
Good morning, my name is Leiko. You were talking about the water wasting. I don't understand because many of us used to use water in the house. So I want to know the meaning of why you say we should not be wasting water.
Now, thank you very much for that question. Now, one of the impacts of climate change, or one of the effects of climate change that is causing on us is two things. Heavy precipitation, that is heavy rains. Now, we've seen a situation where there are times we have extensive rain causing flooding. That's one part of climate change, negative effects of climate change. We also see, on the other hand, extreme heat. During the night, we have extreme heat to the extent that most of our wells, most of our water resources are getting dry. Now, the world is worrying. What is the worry? The water resources that the world have, 90% of our water resources is salt water, right? It's only 3% of water resources that is pure water. So meaning, if climate change is affecting water resources, it means we are also reducing from this 3%. You understand? So climate change is affecting 3% already, meaning 3% is also reducing. So if we don't manage water in our house, it means we are also reducing our water resources, right? If you have water resource now, it's a very important resource. So for some of us, we have it in our homes. We have countries in the world that go for days without drinking. People stay for days without even using proper sanitation. So it's very unfair to them. We on this side are wasting water and they are suffering for water. Water is a very, very important resource, right? So we need to start by managing water.
My name is Baiji Bangura. I want to ask for. My name is Baiji Bangura. I want to ask. I don't know if I got it right. I heard him say that we should not dispose of waste products like plastic, like drinking water, plastic. Why we should not dispose of them?
Now, thank you very much. Just to repeat myself again, waste management or waste improper disposal of waste is very wrong. And the worst thing is the disposal of plastics. The reason for this, now if you eat your food like rice and bread and you dispose it on the ground, it's possible for the rice and bread to decompose over time. It does not have a major impact on the environment. It will decompose over time. Now when you drop plastic on the ground, plastic can stay over years without decomposing. Right? So that's the danger of plastic on the environment. In fact, in some countries like Kenya, they have even banned the use of plastics. They prefer using paper bags because when you drop paper, if it sweats over time, it will also decompose. But plastic will stay on the environment for a very long time. And for countries like Sierra Leone that we have poor drainage systems, I mean, if you drop plastic there over time, it will block the drainages. And if there is heavy rain, these are some of the things that are giving us expensive money. Because the water don't have waterways to go. Because we block all the waterways with our plastics. Right? So plastic waste, I mean, it's something we need to start by reducing. Find a way to reduce plastic waste. Understand? Even if you use your crafting water, find a way to keep it There are people that are recycling plastic. You can sell that to them. People like, sometimes in academia, people are actually buying plastic. Right? They are using water plastic to rust the plant. So these are other ways we can use plastic. But make sure you don't drop them on the ground. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your serious consideration. Now we are going to have this to end this program for today. But mind you, once it comes to crop in the school, but champion for it, science teachers. We need 3 science teachers and 10 students that are going to form club in this particular school. So once in a while, we are going to come to see how far we are going to organize be a campaign towards this school. So in that light, once again, thank you very much for your effort, for your time spending, and for your contribution to the Thank you.